You're listening to an archived Cabral Concept podcast. After listening to this show, check out the most up-to-date podcasts available at stephencabral.com/podcasts or search directly on iTunes. And now, welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Today on our first house call of the weekend, we're going to be getting into our community questions. And we've kind of picked up the last few weeks with the amount of questions that I'm answering. I'm doing about 4 a day now. That keeps the show to about 12 minutes or so. And that allows me also to start keeping up with the amount of questions that we have coming in. Because right now, after this weekend, we'll only be about 1 week or so behind. So again, these questions are from just about 2 weeks ago or so. Love all the questions that you're submitting. They're really smart questions. They're excellent. But remember, even though you might feel like it's a dumb question to ask, please do feel free to ask it. I want to make sure that you get your questions answered from a research-based, but also from combining the best of state-of-the-art medicine and also with our ancient Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine and all the ancient remedies and things that we know that actually do work, but they might not be proved yet by science. So we use the best of research, what is absolutely available, and then things that have stood the test of time for thousands of years. So having said that, let's get right into the first question. And so our first question today is coming in from, let's just see, Anonymous Female. Okay, we actually have 2. So first 2 today are from Anonymous. They didn't want their name read out loud, which is absolutely fine. Just know that this is your question if you're listening about the herpes cold sores. So you're looking for a herpes cold sore remedy and just wondering if you cover this on your podcast. And I've talked about herpes simplex or type 1 before. I absolutely have, so please do check back in previous episodes for that. But let's talk about right now what you can use to get rid of cold sores. Because again, I work with people with all different types of herpes viruses and how they come up, whether it's shingles, herpes zoster, which really affects the nerves, especially in the face. It can leave the face with a little bit of paralysis. That can be reversed, so don't think that you can't reverse it, because you can, and I've seen it happen multiple times in my practice. The 2 people that have come with herpes zosters with paralysis of the left side of their face have actually made a full recovery. So really happy to say that. And again, I'm not saying that I invented anything. All I'm saying is I've taken the information, I've done the research, I've looked at what works and combined that into a true naturopathic method of helping people heal. So the first thing we want to do is we want to start with, we need to avoid foods for any type of virus in general, but especially the herpes virus, that are high in arginine, because they allow for the replication of that virus and the proliferation of it. So if you have cold sores or if you're prone to them, now I don't want you to eliminate these foods forever, but while you're just in it, while you're more prone to it, you feel it coming on, you want to avoid foods high in arginine, okay? So foods that are high in arginine are tomatoes, wheat germ, Brussels sprouts, cashews, grapes, pumpkin seeds, pecans, blackberries, blueberries, peanuts, chocolate, and sugars. Hopefully that helps. Why don't I do this? Why don't I leave this list in the show notes? So if that's helpful, I'm happy to do that for you. And now there are other foods, but these are the most predominant ones. Now the ones that you want to eat more of, and again, this is not if you're a vegetarian or vegan, but foods that are more paleo-based are a little higher in lysine. So it's obviously, of course, your choice, but it's my job to give you the information. So all meats are high in lysine, all fish, yogurt, cheese, milk, eggs, apples, pears, avocados, pineapples, green beans, and asparagus. And again, I'll put these in the show notes. I'm not an advocate of all this type of dairy, but again, they are higher in lysine, so you need to do what feels best for you. And if you are going to do the dairy route, I highly recommend going goat's milk over cow's milk. Okay. So those are the ones that we want to start with. And then how do I help people get rid of these cold sores? Well, I do something very simple, very straightforward. I load them up on vitamin C. How much vitamin C? As much vitamin C as their body can handle. So we use by individuality. So we do the bowel tolerance test for vitamin C, which is essentially 3 grams of vitamin C I like to do it every hour. until there's some loose stool. Once there's loose stool, you know you've met your upper limit of vitamin C, and then you back off. Now, you can go much less. You can just simply do 1 gram of vitamin C per hour, and that's totally acceptable as well. I like to just help people get better faster. So 2 to 3 grams every hour of vitamin C until you have loose stool, and that's going to boost that immune system. Okay, the other thing that I do is I use 3 grams of L-lysine per day. You can start with 1 if you want, but of course, you want to get rid of that cold sore. So we typically do all 3 grams at once, or how I like to do it is 1 gram split up through the day. Well, there's a couple things. So one more thing internally is I have people use 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar, and I have them mix that with about 6 ounces of water, squeeze in a little bit of lemon if you would like. Now, topically, you can there's a great product by Nutribiotics that has lysine and grapefruit seed extract, GSE, in it. That's fantastic. I use that often in my practice for people. You want something L-lysine cream in general, that's nice too. Tea tree oil, that's been shown to work. Let's see, tea bags, so green tea soaked and then actually applied topically, that's been shown to work. And also myrrh oil as well. So a lot of those essential oils will help too. So hopefully that answers your question, and it works. I'm telling you, it works. We use it all the time. And I know how painful it is. I know how unhappy people are when they do have a cold sore, front and center on their lip or somewhere around their mouth area or nose even. So again, I know that'll work for you. Please do feel free to email, and I love hearing the success stories as well. Okay, so Anonymous saying, I've had 1 or 2 cysts on my scalp for the last 2 to 3 years, and they don't seem to be going away. They're not getting any bigger, however, just staying the same. I recently just discovered a new one. They're small, probably about 1/8 of an inch, and they are not red or visible. I can just feel them. Why is this occurring? Is there anything I can do about it? So, the issue with, and I still wanted to answer this, although it's not straightforward. Again, I can usually give you a very straightforward answer. I can't see the person. This is obviously me just trying to answer it over email. Of course, these aren't medical recommendations. I'm doing my best to explain to you what I've seen in my practice, what I've seen work, and absolutely a first starting place. So a lot of times when we get cysts on our skin, or bumps or lesions, we can look at it, especially something like folliculitis, especially when that happens in the scalp, under the armpits, anywhere where it's kind of like it could be moisture or something like that. A lot of times what that is that's actually part of a detoxification-based principle. When your liver seems to be getting overwhelmed, your kidneys obviously are not meant to process protein or any types of bacteria to that extent, your body, and you're not doing a great job kind of like sweating, moving this all through your pores, your body can push it through your skin. I've seen it happen with acne quite a bit, especially cystic acne. What else have I seen it with? Psoriasis, eczema. So any type of skin rash like that absolutely can occur because of toxicities in the body. One thing you might want to think about, and again, I know this isn't for everyone, but the organic acid test will actually show you if you have larger amounts of bacteria or fungus, yeast, candida in your urine. And if it's in your urine, it's coming from your blood because your urine is basically filtering your blood through your kidneys. So the organic acid test, again, you can just go to our store. You can see what the organic acid test is. You get our recommendations, all that great stuff along with it. I'm not going to go through that. That might be a good test for you. I know that when I look at those tests all the time, they reveal a lot about the detox system of the body. And also, again, if there's excess bacteria, those types of things going on. So I certainly do recommend looking into that, trying to get a little bit deeper into why your body would be pushing things through your skin, namely your scalp. And of course, I've mentioned this on previous podcasts before. If it's only happening on the scalp, always look towards what are you using for shampoos and conditioners and soaps and those types of things. Just make sure there's nothing that suds, that foams, any of those sodium laurate, sulfate, any of those types of things, again, that are harmful to our bodies and can actually be being absorbed right there in the scalp. So at least look there first. Let me know, again, if there's any follow-up questions on that. I'm happy to help. It's just a harder one for me to answer on the show. All right, Jessie is up next. She's saying, hello, first off, thank you for trying to pass along all the good word of health. My question is, I have started wearing earplugs to bed at night because I'm extremely light sleeper. Extremely, in all caps. I need the room pitch black and any sound will wake me. It seems to be helping me get better sleep, but bothers my ears since not that comfortable. I have also started to notice a ringing in my ears at night. Are these connected? Is being a light sleeper a sign of ill health? Is there another way to get more sound sleep? So, Jesse, I have studied everything when it comes to getting a better night's sleep because for the first 28 years of my life, I was a horrible sleeper. It would take me 3 to 4 hours to fall asleep. Sometimes I would never fall asleep. I needed complete pitch black. I needed no sound. I had to wear an eye mask. Everything, like literally everything would not allow me to fall asleep and not stay asleep. So I was the worst of the worst. I went to sleep studies. They looked to see if I had sleep apneas. I'm telling you, if you go for a sleep study, they're going to find like one apnea or two apneas. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go and not find an apnea. But anyway, sleep apnea wasn't the cause of my issues here. I was a light sleeper because of most people in the same exact position, if not everyone. You cannot turn off the sympathetic nervous system. You are just stuck in fight or flight, and your body is too revved and ramped up. You can't turn your mind off. Now, if this sounds like you and you're saying, yes, that's me, well, that's because this is the truth and no one talks about it. I have no idea how, in conventional medicine, we are not tying insomnia and poor sleep and being a light sleeper to sympathetic nervous system overdrive, to the connection with the autonomic nervous system. It means that you cannot get into the parasympathetic nervous system, which means you can't get into a deep sleep. So yes, Jesse, we need to fix this because you cannot repair, you cannot rejuvenate, and you cannot rebuild your body if you're not getting into a deep sleep. So what I did was I did an adrenal hormone stress test. Now, you don't need to do this, but it's just a saliva test. And again, you can look in our store and just see what we offer. And if it matches up with you, great. If you're seeing a functional medicine doctor, then you can ask them for it. And it shows a cortisol rhythm. You may have high cortisol at night. And I did. And so what I had to do was use nutritional supplements for about a period of 4 weeks to 6 weeks to reset my circadian rhythm. So I had less sympathetic nervous system drive at night. Some of those things are called phosphatidylserine with ashwagandha. A great product. I will try to link it up in the show notes, the specific one that I use in my practice. And then you can also look at the overall deep sleep package, which we offer online at my store. Now, why do I offer these things in my store? Because we use them every day with our wellness clients here. So why wouldn't I be able to give you the same exact thing? And the magnesium helps to turn down that sympathetic drive. There's melatonin. Anyway, there's all these great things that you don't have to use forever. Somewhere around 6 to 12 weeks, get you back in that sleep cycle, and then you'll be feeling well. The ringing in the ears, well, that can be because of lack of B vitamins, glucose levels, all sorts of different things. Or the earplugs are actually just bothering, causing inflammation, causing some issue within your ear itself because of it being unnatural, right? It being actually pushed into your ear. So hopefully that helps. And again, feel free to let me know if there are any questions on that. But yeah, we need to get you into that deeper sleep without a doubt. Right now, I'm happy to say I sleep like a log. I really do. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite success stories that I am now able to literally put my head on the pillow, pass out within about 5 minutes, and wake up with my alarm, or just I wake up naturally now. It just, my body's in that set circadian rhythm. And I've talked about this on previous podcasts of how to really get a great night's sleep. So absolutely check that out. That's going to be most likely on a Total Wellness Tuesday show. Okay, so our last question of the day is from Alana. Alana is asking, hello, Stephen Cabral and team. And great that you mentioned team, because I have an amazing team. We have our email support at Dr. Cabral Detox being taken care of by our team, and so many great people that's really responsible for me being allowed to really do what I do, which is simply focus on helping people, and they can take care of all the other administrative things that come along with having, everything that goes along with online in a practice. So Alana asks, I have been listening to all of your podcasts and interact with you on Instagram. I just purchased your Parasite cleanse tonight, and I cannot wait to start it ASAP. Yes, I did priority shipping. Great. And I know that we shipped that out to you. So I had a quick question. You say on the product description that it's not enough to do a 3 or 4 week Parasite cleanse. Does that mean I need to order 2 of the sets to use back to back? Please clarify. Also, are there detailed instructions that come with the Parasite cleanse protocol? Okay, well, Alana, so just in general, if you have an immediate question that you need answered, I want this for everybody to know, everybody, you can just go to support@stephencabral.com or support@drcabraldetox.com. The support@drcabraldetox.com is going to be answered really within a couple hours, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30 Eastern time. You will get an answer right away. So if you ever need that, happy to. But Alana, I already know that you've been taken care of. So the difference with purchasing nutritional supplements from the stephencabral.com store is this. You get my protocol. You don't get the instructions that come on the bottle. You don't want that. You want a specific protocol that a functional medicine doctor or a naturopathic doctor or someone, that I've used and put these products and everything together. Remember, we use ones from many different companies. Why do we do that? We believe in giving people the best of the best. No one company is the best at everything in the world. The company that I formulate for, that I'm a part of, that I lead and head is called Equilibrium Nutrition. The reason it's called Equilibrium is because we're all about rebalancing the body. That's what a good nutritional supplement does. It doesn't force your body to do anything. It gives it what it needs to help rebalance it. Your body knows what to do once you get the proper nutrients. Now, our company does not produce everything, and nor would we. We're not going to be the best at everything. So because of that, we then look to companies like Orthomolecular Medicine or Thorne or other ones like that are just fantastic. And so anyway, you're going to see an array of products. There's just 3. And Alana, you don't just do the 3 weeks. So I wanted to answer this. Why not just 21 days or 3 weeks for a Parasite protocol? The reason is this. The eggs, and I know this sounds kind of gross, the eggs are laid, and those eggs then hatch, and you have to make sure that you take care of the next wave of those parasites. So we do a 6-week parasite cleanse by the book, very scientific, and we give you all of those products for that 6 weeks. So Alana, you are absolutely covered, and they're back to back. So all the details come on just a 1-page cheat sheet that you are mailed, that I write up myself, and I give you just like I would any person that comes to Boston and comes to the Cabral Wellness Institute in Boston. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another Cabral House Call. I love answering your questions. I probably don't have any favorite shows, but I really do love answering all the questions that come in every single week. Honestly, I put them all together. I make sure that they line up nicely for our shows and that we do take care of each and every question that comes in. That's my promise, that I will always give back, that I always try to help people in any way that I can, because I know it's just not feasible that I see every single person in my practice in Boston. I know people are listening from all over the world, and also that we probably won't ever be able to do, or only a few people I'll be able to work with privately doing Skype video calls as well. So this is my way. And again, any questions, please do feel free to send them in. Have a great day, everyone, and I will talk with you tomorrow with 4 more questions. Did you know that the body really only becomes sick or imbalanced in only 2 ways? Over time, you become deficient in vital nutrients, and you also accumulate toxins internally and from the environment. As those nutrients diminish and you increase your total toxic load, your body then begins to show the first signs of dis-ease. It's actually quite predictable, and the good news is that if we know how you began to fill up that proverbial rain barrel, we also know how to empty it to begin the healing process. I was fortunate enough to learn this ancient healing process from my mentor after suffering from debilitating diseases for close to a decade. It was only when I began to implement these techniques did I finally overcome my illnesses and go on to live a life of energy and vitality that I now enjoy. I'd like to share with you now what I discovered after traveling all over the world and how to combine the best of ancient healing wisdom with state-of-the-art science. Allow me to teach you exactly how I've been able to help over 250,000 people to empty their rain barrel and begin to transform their body and lives into what they've always hoped they could be. To get your copy of the international bestseller, The Rain Barrel Effect, simply go to stephencabral.com/rainbarrel.